Everybody, welcome to the South Australian Sports Show. I hope you can stay with us for the next hour. Barry Curtin joins me as always. Baz, how are you?
Good, mate, thank you.
Well, there's been a little bit, I guess both teams this season in the AFL have copped a little bit of criticism for the yo-yo-y type season. Can you put it down to anything?
Oh, mate, it's so difficult, isn't it? Everybody's tried to have their two bobs worth on both clubs.
Yep.
Where's your problem? Now they're saying Adelaide's got forward pressure problems. We know Port have got skill problems. And they have. And both sides are struggling. I think Adelaide personally have got pace problems. That is their issue. That has been their issue for a little while, where Port's purely skill.
Yeah.
They're turning the ball over too much. You cannot, at that level, give the opposition free football because they will slaughter you. And Richmond, who are really good running forward of the ball side, touched them up purely because they kept giving them the football.
All right. Oh, the time of the year, mate, where players that aren't getting contracted for next year either get themselves in a little bit of strife, or we start to hear rumours that they might be leaving. The Sam Jacobs one has gained a bit of momentum in the last few weeks. Obviously, been playing really well in the SANFL, but can't get a game in a team that's losing, that's going up and down.
Yeah.
I hear his name at Geelong as a very, very strong possibility.
Okay.
Now, I guess firstly, do you think Geelong need a ruckman?
I was just trying to think who their rucks are.
All right, well, let's say we can't get that from home. So Geelong are interested. For mine, if I was at the Gold Coast and I was Stewie Dew right now, I'd be saying I want Sam Jacobs.
Yes.
Not only because he's a good ruckman, but I want his experience in this group. You know, and
that's
we
what
use
he needs.
The Luke Hodge scenario with Brisbane.
Yeah.
And I'm not suggesting for a moment that Sam's the same model as Luke, different players, different leadership models.
But it's the same theory,
I
and
think
a good
he
theory.
would be massive value for them, not just as a ruckman.
I agree.
Or the Crows may try and hold on to him.
I agree a lot. Well, my point about Adelaide is if I was a forward playing in the SANFL, I'd be a little bit peeved that I'm not getting a game because Adelaide's forward line is just not functioning. It's not. It was a couple of years ago a very potent forward line. But guys like Eddie and Tex and Co, they're not in games long enough. So does Pike show some kahunas here and go bang and get rid of one? Because at the moment he's got players like Darcy Fogarty, Himmelberg, these guys in the twos, who are pretty good players.
Yes.
Now, how patient are they going to be, Phil? I'm not getting a game and he can't get a kick. And I think, I don't think he's used enough of the young fellas. I think it's 49 games.
Yes.
Port Adelaide have put through into their youngsters.
The Crows have used the least number of young players of any club.
I think that's a worry. I think that's a bit of a worry.
Yeah.
Both sides, if they came out on the weekend and played their best footy, will both win.
Yeah.
No problem. But you can't trust either of them.
No.
That's
it's amazing
the
when you win, though, how these things are not a problem.
Yeah,
then when you lose a couple of games, they are.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Adelaide's problem has been second halves.
Yes.
Fade outs and getting belted, no matter what they're leading by at half time. Sides are coming back and knocking them off. Now, what do you put that? Do you put that down to fitness? Do you put that down to a mental attitude? Do you put that? Well, what do you put that down to?
I reckon it's really hard when we sit on the outside and we're not in the inside to see everything that's going on.
I agree.
The only thing I say when those people, because you get asked and I get asked, because everyone wants to know what you're thinking and they also want to give their opinion.
Yeah.
I think if you're legitimately worried about all of these things, then get an external group of people to come in and have a look. I dislike. We've done an internal review. I think they are just an absolute waste of time because no one tells the truth.
And no one's going to knife anybody in there.
I think the system is two or three blokes that know footy or know sport, but different. Get a coach in, get an administrator in, and maybe
and have a good look at it.
And have a real good look amongst those three, and then sit down and go, okay, this is what we've learned. Here's all the information we've gathered. This is where we think you're going wrong. And it happens in organisations when you do things internally. You're my friend, so I always speak favourably about you, even if you're really not doing what you're supposed to. So I think that's
an internal review.
Anytime you do an internal review, I reckon it's a bust. And you're trying to bluff the fans. So go externally, but get the right people. And I don't know that some of the external companies they get in, we got Billy Smith's business company to come and have a look. Well, I'm really sorry, but I don't reckon they're the right people. Go and headhunt a group of 3 or 4 people that you think would be the right ones to give you the best review on those positions.
That's a good call, Phil. That's a good call.
Quickly then at Port Adelaide, Paddy Ryder, stay or go?
I think he'll stay.
He'll stay?
Yeah, I think he'll stay. As Ken said, and I think a lot of people have said, this time of year, there's a lot said about a lot of players moving and he's going here, he's going there and whatever. Paddy Ryder will probably play this weekend.
All right, tough one for you. Did Koshy get it wrong with his comments about Michael Voss?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I don't think there's an issue with Vossi talking to Carlton.
Right.
It's
been on since footy started. And
of course it has, yeah.
You're foolish to think if a coach can't do his job while he's talking to another, you're not rating him too well, are you?
Be careful of the context of what Koshy said, though.
Yes.
That's
the
the
way
other
it
issue
came
there.
out may be incorrect.
Yeah,
I think what he was saying is concentrate on your job.
Yeah,
that's the number one priority.
Which is
and of course
true.
do that. But what happens in the media is that they build it up. That's a big story that Vossi's going for the interview. So you could look like he's spending too much time over there. That's a minor thing. Major things over here. With
Can I ask you one?
Yep.
Xavier Dersma.
Yes. Nothing wrong with it.
What is that? What is that all about?
Gosh, I thought it was fantastic.
Exactly.
Well, isn't it great? We've got some personalities playing footy. Guy does the well, I'm sorry, Usain Bolt, you can't do the lightning bolt anymore.
Yeah.
When we win from now on, we want no one to do anything.
Yeah.
We want you to just stand
weird,
there and
isn't it?
nod your head.
It's weird, isn't it?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And as long as he get it
that,
for the first time, he's been doing it
please.
Every time he kicks a goal.
Nothing wrong with it.
No.
Good on him, and I hope he keeps doing it. And whoever's complaining, grow up.
Yeah, good call. Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, we need to get over to Bridget, of course, for the sporting news. Bridget, what have you got for us?
Thanks, boys. I'm Bridget, and here's this week's sporting update. Both the Crows and the Power have suffered costly defeats in round 18, putting them in jeopardy for the finals. Adelaide were outclassed by the Bombers after failing to match Essendon's second half efforts. Big man Riley O'Brien was great in the ruck, but was eventually overrun by a determined Bombers midfield. Port Adelaide failed to put doubts to rest after going down to the Tigers in Melbourne. The Power struggled early and couldn't turn it around despite another big effort from former captain Travis Boak. The Crows will be looking to bounce back against the informed Blues tomorrow afternoon, while the Power face a tough task against the Giants tomorrow night. Adelaide United has announced a couple roster changes heading into this year's campaign. The Reds have welcomed Michael Maria to the club, who's come over from the US on a 2-year deal. The dominant defensive midfielder has previously played under Reds head coach Gershon Verbeek. United have also officially confirmed the departure of hero Craig Goodwin. He looks to be heading to the Saudi Pro League. Speaking on his departure, Goodwin thanked the club for his time in red and wished his hometown the best for the future. Adelaide Rowing Club's Olympia Aldersea has returned from the Netherlands with a gold medal. Aldersea has come back to SA after helping Australia's women's 4 claim gold at the third and final World Cup event. The women's 4 contributed to the nation's medal tally, which topped the competition and secured the Aussies the 2019 World Cup crown. Well done to Olympia and all the other SA rowers who have competed overseas. Reigning SANFL premiers North Adelaide have finally gained some premiership points, defeating a highly fancied Adelaide side over the weekend. Fielding 7 players aged 21 or under, North showed guts and spirit from the get-go. Lewis Hender kicked 4 for the Roosters, while midfielder Max Thring was everywhere, racking up 31 disposals. To bowls, SA's Chris Flavel has assisted the Jackaroos in completing a highly successful 14-day tour of the UK, claiming victory in 2 of his last 3 sessions. Australia fell short with a narrow defeat to England, with Flavel and his side also battling with Ireland, Scotland and Wales. The tour acts as a great opportunity for the team to prepare for the Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games. And it was an extremely close round in the SA Premier Hockey League with 3 draws and just a 2-goal win as the biggest margin. Adelaide University and Burnside drew in both the men's and women's competition, as nothing was able to split the 2 sides. Seacliff were strong in the comps, with both sides getting tight wins over Forestville. All teams will be desperate for wins in the upcoming weeks, as the Premier League gets to the pointy end of the season. That's all for this week. I'll see you soon.